Hello. This afternoon, the plan is to go to a cafe that I've been wanting to check out. It's a little bit farther north in a small town, so I'm hoping that it won't be too busy. I just want to enjoy the peaceful calm of Sunday and read, maybe journal a bit, just enjoy like a calm day. Hello. It's been a few days and the pickled vegetables turned out really, really well. I especially love the jalapenos and I've been eating it with nearly every meal. I went out and bought about 15 more jalapenos to make some more. The pickled beets also turned out really nicely too. The texture is really nice and soft and it just adds a nice extra vegetable side and it's healthy, so win-win. So it's Saturday afternoon and I'm gonna do some junk journaling. I've accumulated a lot of things. I feel like it's just one of those things where I'm excited to do it, but it's just been so long and now I've accumulated so many things. It's almost become a burden to do, but I think once I start getting into it, I'll enjoy it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. Oh, also, my mom gave me this lamp. Someone she knew like 15 or so years ago was trying to make a business selling these. It's made out of rice paper and wire. Unfortunately, the business didn't end up doing well. Yesterday, I went out and bought some new light bulbs, so I'm gonna change that now and turn it on for some ambient lighting. The lamp looks really cute. It's not very illuminating, but it's nice. I have so much stuff. Oh my God.
Hacia la felicidad. Como una luz un instante que se va, que se va. Trato siempre de pensar en el ahora.
I just noticed there's a Gigi here. Hello, it's the next day, and I actually ended up ripping out everything from my journal and starting again because I realized I had forgotten I recently bought this portable printer. It's the Canon Ivy, and it prints out little sticker photos like this. And I wanted to embed some photos within the different pages, just for memory's sake. And I think the spreads look a lot cuter too. And yeah, I'll show you it when I'm done. And oh, by the way, this sweater is so cute, isn't it? I got it at the thrift store and it has these little embroidered flowers on it. And it was only like 13 bucks. And yeah, my husband made some chili last night and it's really, really good. I made sure to tell him to put some chickpeas and beans in there because those are really high in fiber and fiber is very good for you. So yeah, we're gonna have that for lunch and then we're gonna head out and do some errands. And while we're out, I wanna visit a little store. It's actually not so little, it's like this big Japanese dollar store kind of thing. It's called Umomo and they sell some stationery stuff there, so I want to pick up a little bit of things. This kind of illustration style is really cute too. Oh, I think that's a hamster. Hamster, cat, and a corgi. Hello. It's been a few days and I finally finished my junk journal and I wanted to show you how it looks. So using the bag from Kiki's Bakery at Studio Ghibli, I cut it up and I made it like a book cover around my notebook. So I glued it on just at the sides. That's where the bag straps used to be. I tried to do it in chronological order. We started our trip in Busan and met up with my husband's sister, so my sister-in-law and her husband. I printed out some photos using my little printer. Yeah, I really like how it turned out. And these were our like tap cards. You load them with money and then you can use it to go on public transit. And it's just funny that it's BTS because when in Korea. These were our train tickets and a little view from our train. This was the hotel that we stayed at in Nagoya. It was the cutest hotel. It was like a library book theme. They have like a little reading area in the lobby with a coffee shop. This was the book that I read, If Cats Disappeared from the World. I thought it was going to be a really cute book, but it was actually, I did not like it at all. This was so good. We had dashi chazuke in the train station. And then we also went to this restaurant called Sawasho. It was like famous barbecue eel. That was amazing. It was so good. This was Studio Ghibli. I bought like a few things and they cut off the tags for you and gave me this little envelope. I got Totoro and Gigi is here on this bag. This is the same bag from the cover. This is just at the side of the bag. And this is the map of the Grand Warehouse. I debated on cutting this up or not, but I wanted to keep it because as you can see, you have the map of the warehouse and it's like a little Where's Waldo type of situation with the different Ghibli characters. Down here, you can see Chihiro's parents from Spirited Away. There's like a little ghost guy from Princess Mononoke. In the Grand Warehouse, this is where Yubaba's office is. And over here, you can see, oh, what was his name? Haku. You can see Haku walking away from. The more you look, like the more characters that you'll find. It's super fun. Then we came to Kyoto. We went to a ryokan called Yunohana Resort. It was such a beautiful experience. It was our first time at a ryokan, and the facility was just so beautiful. The gardens were really beautifully kept, and the dining experience was amazing. We did the Thousand Torii Gates shrine, and we climbed up. There was a cat there with like a little broken ear. My friend actually saw the same cat when she was there visiting a few years ago. And then this is when I bought my traveler's notebook at the Kyoto location. And this is in the Arashiyama area in Kyoto, which I really loved. It's like the more traditional area with the traditional architecture. And it had the monkey forest, which we visited. This museum, Yusai Gallery Museum, is really popular on TikTok, and the photos look amazing. But honestly, in person, it was kind of a disappointment because there were just so many tourists there. While we were walking around in Kyoto, we happened to see this poster just like on the street and realized that this exhibit was going on as we were there. And you could just walk in and buy a ticket. So that's what we did. And I follow this artist on Instagram for like the longest time. I'm sure you've seen his work as well. It's Tatsuya Tanaka. But yeah, he makes these photos using like miniature things, and he creates these like really fun images. We had soba overlooking the mountains and the river in Kyoto. That was really memorable. We went to Super Nintendo World, which was super fun too. It was on my husband's wish list, and it was honestly so cool. Like growing up in the 90s, being familiar with Super Mario World, and I used to play the video game a lot too. And the way that they built up the architecture and the attention to detail was amazing. Back to Korea, I did my first makeup lesson. Going out to eat in Korea was so good. And yeah, that's it. For my next video, I plan on posting another cozy day out in town, visiting some cozy cafes and local shops. And after that, I'll be sharing my travel vlogs from this Korea-Japan trip. I was debating if I should post all of the travel vlogs at one time, or if I should maybe post a few travel vlogs and then post some of my usual vlogs. I'm not sure if anyone has a preference, but if you do, then please let me know. I'm now gonna make banana bread because I have some very ripe bananas. And I saw a recipe on TikTok for a banana bread sesame recipe, and it looks really, really good. I bought some Greek yogurt to be healthy, but I cannot eat it. I hate the taste of it. So it's good this recipe calls for it, because otherwise I would not eat it.
Are you filming me doing the thing?
The black sesame almost looks like mold. Ooh. I have a few reading updates. So I finished reading We Do Not Part by Kang. I finished it a few days ago, and I've been sitting on it because I feel like on the surface this book is very abstract and dreamlike and can be very confusing, but it's one of those books where you have to understand the political and historical context to fully appreciate the book. So I'm still in the middle of researching and trying to understand that context. But I'll share some of my initial thoughts and understandings of what I read so far. So the novel is based on the Jeju uprising and massacre that happened between 1948 and 1949. And my understanding is that leading up to this event, Korea had just been liberated from Japanese colonial rule, and the UN, America, the Soviet Union, and a few other countries were involved in helping to bring Korea back to an independent state. In this time, Korea was divided into North and South, and apparently this was America's idea. I don't know why, and that's something that I want to read up on and understand better. So North Korea was being guided by the Soviet Union, and South Korea was being guided by America. Leading up to the massacre, the UN and America were having elections in South Korea, and the people of Jeju were protesting the elections because they were concerned that the elections would further lead to the divide between North and South Korea. I mean, kind of seems like they were right to be concerned. Another thing that I want to read up on. So yeah, people in Jeju were upset, they're protesting. The South Korean government sends police force to shut them up. People continue to protest. Basically, the South Korean government sends this eradication mission to Jeju, and it leads to anywhere from 30,000 to 80,000 people being killed. Innocent children, people who had nothing to do with the protests were being taken and brutally slaughtered. It was just horrible. And Jeju is an island and has different caves and beaches and stuff, and that's part of the story and part of the massacre. So what they would do is bring a bunch of people to the beaches and slaughter them, and when high tide would come in, it would just wash away all of the evidence. That's a big part of the reason why the number is such a wide range and they're not able to confirm. Yeah, it's a very heavy read. It does remind me a lot of Human Acts by Kang. If you've read that, you'll know that the storytelling is still very beautifully written, and it's dreamlike, and I always feel like Kang books are very a ghost story in a very beautifully haunting way. It's really emotional and heavy and dark, yet it touches on such important things and sheds light on something like this, which the Korean government had been trying to hide. And I'm still in the process of understanding everything that I read, but I did really enjoy it and I really appreciate her work. I'm beginning to realize that books like this, you do have to do that research on the side. And this actually was a comment that someone had given me. I was talking about The White Book by Kang on TikTok, and I had mentioned that while I appreciated her writing, I didn't fully understand the story, especially The White Book. It is very abstract and it's not a typical story or novel. It's a lot of poetry. But someone had explained that The White Book is based on Warsaw, Poland, which has a lot of the scars from World War II, I believe. And understanding that context and then reading that, the book makes so much more sense, and you can have that appreciation for what she's written and what she's trying to convey. I felt like this book was a mix of all of the different Kang books that I read. Human Acts, Greek Lessons, The White Book. It was this mix of all of Kang. So yes, if you're in the mood for something a bit heavy, this might be it. But if you're not looking for a heavy read, then definitely hold off on reading this. So that kind of leads me to my next read, which is this Maclean's magazine. I've just been flipping through it slowly in the mornings. History and politics has been on my mind, and yeah, I thought that reading this slowly in the mornings, kind of like a morning newspaper, one article in the morning while I have my coffee and breakfast in the morning before work, And you know how it is that time, it's pretty quick. I don't have that much time. So sometimes I don't feel like reading a book because I can only read like a few pages before I have to go. So reading just like an article in the magazine is like a perfect amount of content. And it also helps me from stop looking at my phone. So instead of scrolling on my phone in the morning, I'm reading. And the next novel I'm reading is Vilette by Charlotte Bronte. I am around 60 pages in, which is like this much of the book. Honestly, I was like, oh my God, can I actually read this? I read like the first page and I was like, I can't read this. And I literally stopped. But then I was like, no, I bought it. I want to read it. I have to read it. But just the thickness of the book was really daunting and just such a burden mentally. So I ended up looking up videos on YouTube and I found this one. I'll link it below. It was 10 reasons why you should read Vilette, and it actually sold me on it and it got me excited about it. So I'm glad I watched it because that really helped me to start. And now that I'm a few pages in, I'm actually really enjoying it. I find Lucy Snow like kind of funny. I don't know if she means to be, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I can't believe that it's already March. It felt like February was all of 2 weeks. Like it just flew by, and I hope everyone has a good week. Thank you for watching.